Gabrielle, and you got Mark. Doggy, mate, you're up early in the morning. What can I say, mate? I'm wearing another Zimmerman shirt in the true Australian style. How you doing? Judith Owen, hello, Judith Owen. It's so weird. It's so fucked up, for fuck's sake. Hello, clan. Oh, thank you. I will always do these openings for you. You know, I'm learning to do a completely pro studio, cut to different cameras thing. But I think I'll always start by just practicing at the piano and you just finding me as I really am. Underprepared, sweating from running around the house. Honestly, no good deed goes unpunished. Today I am so on together. I look like well put together. I was such a mess today. I was typing for way too long. The printer didn't work properly. For fuck's sake. Hello, darling. Hi, my sisters. I can start now. My sister is here. Susan Owen, who once again has curated the songs today, or one of them, and has been helping me avidly pull these stories together. Thank you so much, Susan. It's a 1-2. It's the Owen Productions that we have here today. What can I say? Mark, yes. Yeah, listen to the mouth on her indeed. Steve Lee, there you go. Practice. Kevin, Emma. Oh, you know what? Truly, look at the sleeves on this thing. Look at the cuffs. It is just so boho rad, isn't it? Zimmerman, my friend, on sale. It's the only way to buy it, unless you're willing to actually go to Australia, which we're not allowed to do anymore because we're disgustingly sick. Tony, Rhino, thank you. You're going to hear the rest of that in a minute, and you'll be surprised as just when you find out exactly what it is, what new cover I have done for you today. Hey, Dougie, yes. Joel, Melissa. You know what? Part of me thinks, for fuck's sake, I should be doing this every day, but I just couldn't get it up. But I have been a little bit behind, as you know, with the music and the a cappellas, because I am just getting over Doris, and I feel like every day I'm turning a corner, and then I start crying again. Isn't it? It's the waves, isn't it? It just gets you. It gets you. So I'm forward, I'm back a bit, I'm forward, I'm back a bit, but I'm doing better, and therefore I can now return to doing the things that I do for real. Who needs dusters when you've got sleeves like this? Look at me on my piano right here I go. This is the way you dust a piano. Thank you so much. Let me see. MG Cairns, hello, good afternoon, lovely Judith. Thank you so much, I like that. Very, very much indeed. Stephanie Rude. Yes, I know, Judith's musical and clothing designs. I should do it, shouldn't I? This is not me. This is just, I could be a stylist in the boho style. I mean, I can definitely do that with you. I can definitely. There you go. It is a, clothes and me. I just like it. Everybody else seems to say things like, I haven't been spending as much money and I don't buy clothes anymore. How the fuck do you do that? I'm just like, I've been online because I need to dress for you, my people. I need to, to look a certain way. Not really. But I do. I need to keep up, I believe, because I think the gals enjoy it. I think they do. Like, what's the time now? Shall we start? On the nose, 4 o'clock. Can I hear a big, for fuck's sake? We need a few more people on, but hey, here we go. Here we go. Hang on. Kevin, lovely to see you, my friend. Really lovely to see you. No, I haven't had any desire or need for deli meats for a while. Probably because I don't eat meat. But there again, whitefish, you're talking my language. Gefilte fish, even more my language. How did that happen? How did I become? I'm a Welsh lover and purveyor of Jewish deli food. I can't help myself. It's my favourite thing in the world. Mark Trace, for fuck's sake, mate. Yes, Nicholas Strange. There you are. There's my people's coming on. Here we go. How are all of you? I can't even form a sentence. So what I was saying was I was rushing today. I wasn't really together. I didn't really have my shit together. I fell up the stairs. I fell down the stairs. Both times I was carrying a drink and a computer. Don't ask. If Harry hears this, he really is going to go fucking ape shit, because he says every time, can you just not carry a drink with you everywhere? And things like, which I find really, really, I don't know, small-minded. He says things like, why do you use your computer as a tray? Why not? Oh yes, it's really delicate electronic instrument. Sorry, there is that. So, yeah, that's really the error of my ways. I try to do too many things at the same time because I have, attention deficit and all that bullshit. And of course, I trip. I fucking trip. Anyway, hello everyone. Cheese board! Moving my cheese board to Ireland in a couple of weeks. Are you going to Ireland? Don't take anything bad with you, like COVID, please. Just saying. My sister, Susan Owen, who's right there. My furlough ends today. I'm back at work tomorrow. Oh my God. You know what? I will sing a burst of Blighty at the end. How's that? I will make this an extended, for fuck's sake, just to sing that for you. I swear to God. Oh my God, I can't do trip and tumble as well, but Blighty, it comes. But then you'll be joining us, of course, you will still be joining us on Wednesday and Sunday, won't you, Mark Traves? I demand that you do. Please. Yes, pants have declined. You're right. The sales of nice shirts have gone up, and pants have declined because nobody gives a shit about how. Yeah, I will do, Blighty. Don't you worry. So here we go. Here's my rant for today. It's called Little Lies. Today's, for fuck's sake, is called Little Lies. I feel like we are surrounded by little lies, and every day there's a new series of them. And they're not even just little. I'm being kind by saying little lies. They're just fucking giant lies. And the kind of behaviour that a few years ago, not only would we have called reprehensible, intolerable, unthinkable, appalling, impeachable, today we're just sort of like, oh yeah, business as usual. And as I was getting ready, and I was listening to my husband, listening to Harry's show this morning, his radio show, Le Show, and as I was listening to it, it went on afterwards and carried on the show afterwards, and there was this man talking about how he was a professor in human sciences, and he was talking about how unbelievably adaptable we are as human beings to get ourselves totally used to the new normal. We can adapt. We are amazing, our environment and behaviour in society, we can adapt to it very quickly. So what he was saying, and I thought about that, like when our dad, was ill, and Doris, and it was the new normal. This is the new normal. This is the new normal. You put your mask on, and I hope you do, Britain. But, this is the new normal. We're inside, we're hiding, we're putting our masks on, we're being very careful, or we're not, and that's what I'm getting to in a minute. But I'm not going to be a bummer today. I'm not bringing us down. No, it's going to be fun. Well, it's going to be fun because I'm in a ranting mood. There you go. So this professor said how people adapt to new circumstances. He said, for example, the person that wins the lottery, you would think, would suddenly, it would be like a new life and they would change. After a while, they get used to that. And they don't find more happiness. They might by their change in their lifestyle or things that they do. But very soon, you think it's going to make you the happiest person in the world, but very soon you just become used to it. And then that becomes a new normal, like the person. He said also, take it as a more extreme way, the other way, you lose your leg or something like that. Now, I'm not using this as an example, that's terrible. But, he said, man that loses his leg, you might think that would ruin their life, but not necessarily, of course. And it means that they would have a prosthetic and they would have a full and wonderful life and they would appreciate life as much as when they had the leg, because they're grateful probably to be alive and perhaps not to have died in the catastrophe or whatever that happened. So it's all very different for different people, but how adaptable we are to new situations and circumstances. Now, of course, what this means in a bad way is that here I am in America watching, watching our leaders, and one in particular. Do I have to mention the name? It begins with T. Emperor T. And the shift is happening, and it's going down, and it's a slow descent, isn't it? It wasn't that slow, but it's a descent where, remember how appalled we are at his behaviour, at the beginning, 2015, 16, how shocked everyone was, like, oh my God, what? And then slowly, bit by bit, it's like, yeah, that's exactly what he does. Yeah, which is why I love the Mary Trump book. Buy it, read it right now, because what it does is it brings sense to that, makes you realise how this works, how it fucking works. It's the slow, gradual descent, and we're like, it's all, that's Emperor T for you. So there we are, just getting used to this appalling behaviour. So we've gone, from, the kind of behaviour, because we're really in a shit show right now, that even fellow Republicans and members of the military, God knows, think is absolutely appalling. Now, I'm just going to show you something that I think is fantastic. He has topped his own record. He has broken his own Emperor T Guinness Book of Records here. He's actually said more lies in the last few months, May and early June. He said more lies than his entire emperorship. And here we have a graph, just to give you an idea of how unbelievable this is. I think we all know what the one at the top is. Let me read it for you. The one at the top, 41 lies about coronavirus, 26 about the military, 25 about China, 25 about protests and protesters, 24 about Joe Biden, bloody hell, 23 about the economy, no surprises, no shit, Sherlock, 18 about trade, 15 about Democrats, no, that's not good enough, 14 about tariffs, 13 about the healthcare, and a mere 13 about immigration, because that's kind of, that's kind of gone down, isn't it, since the Great Wall. There we have it. I love it. CNN tariff. There you go. A little chart there for you all to enjoy. These are the visual. This is a printout of the lies. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful to know that we can rely upon somebody to lie fucking constantly. And we've got, in addition to that, we've got more beauties. We got some fantastic corkers here, which I think you're all going to like. Here's my favorite of the week. The Confederate flag. In America, it has to be the only country that actually allows the flag of the losing side to have weight and power. It basically is the side that was pro-slavery. Anyway, I could go on forever, but here we go. Emperor Trump, incited controversy this week when he said that removing beautiful Confederate statues would tear apart American history and culture. But 2 years ago, he struck a very different tone. When he was still running for president in June 2015, Trump was asked whether or not the Confederate flag flying above the South Carolina State House needed to be taken down. I think it probably does. And I think they should put it in a museum, said soon-to-be emperor. Let it go. Let it go. Respect whatever it is you have to respect. But it was a point in time, and put it in a museum. But I would take it down, yes. These lies, they're loving. I love it, because they come back to bite you in the fucking ass. For fuck's sake, they come back. So okay, number one, we've had all of those in the graph. Confederate. Let us not forget that originally Trump was a Democrat, but nobody really wanted him in the Democratic Party and would support him. So then he went to the side that would. Anyway, moving on. Lying about COVID data, American and British. He doesn't like the fucking numbers, so rather than doing less tests, because we all kind of went, what are you saying? Instead of that, now, of course, the numbers are vanishing because the vital coronavirus data immediately vanishes after Trump administration removes control from the CDC, those naughty people that tell us exactly how many people have got the COVID. So vital data basically has vanished from a government website after the Trump administration quietly shifted responsibility for the statistics to another department. Well, that's good, because what we don't know can't possibly be true. Lies, little lies. They're big, but they're little. Here we go. Now, here's another one. He tells us that science is lying. You know, he is a global warming denier. He's a science denier. He's a whatever the fuck denier he needs to be to get people on his side who are like, fucking hell, come on, for fuck's sake. So he's at war with the COVID scientists. And at a round table at Louisiana State University on Tuesday, Vice Emperor Mike Pence paused to make what he clearly felt was a vital point. To be very clear, he said, we don't want CDC guidance to be a reason why people don't reopen their schools. If I could set fire to this now, I would. So fucking angry. Sorry. And then that leads me to the next little bit. This is why we're not going to share the information anymore, so that we can open schools. What do I read next? Oh, yes. 3 Arizona teachers caught coronavirus, but only 2 survived. This is what they want you to know. Teacher dies after contracting COVID-19 in summer classroom. 3 teachers in Arizona were sharing the classroom for 2 hours a day, teaching online classes during the pandemic. Despite following protocols, social distancing, masks, gloves, hand sanitizer, they were all sickened. One of them died less than 2 weeks after she was hospitalized. She'd been working as a teacher for 38 years. It is not safe for children or teachers to return to the classroom. Doesn't matter how you try to hide the truth. I continue. Sorry, guys. I'm just on a fucking rant. I think you all are probably enjoying this. Then, what do we do if we really, really don't like science and we're having a problem with it? We besmirch and smear the only man that's telling the truth, Fauci, otherwise known as Brad Pitt. We besmirch him. It's so easy to just lay into somebody who has been saying all this time, wear the masks, wear the masks, please wear the masks, and then say, Fauci, oh, for fuck's sake, man, was he wrong? What? Anyway, here's another one. Remember young children, tiny children, little people, children, I don't mean little people. Children, remember you said they're not threatened, they're not in harm's way, they're fine, we're all good, it's beautiful, beautiful, great, not from the China flu. Well, it turns out 85 infants under the age of 1 tested positive for coronavirus in one Texas county, for fuck's sake. I continue. Let's just talk about beans. This is my favourite. This has got me going like nothing else. Did you in Britain, did all you people see Trump, Emperor T, supporting Goya, the bean man, the guy from South America, the Mexican, I believe he's a Mexican, South American guy. He has this huge company called Goya, and they have basically the biggest, company for Latinas of foodstuffs. Mostly the Goya beans are the most famous. And I think I've got a photograph here. You know what it is? It's presidential. It's presidential. It really, really, it makes you proud. Doesn't it make, yes, there we go. Isn't it gorgeous? Oh, he's good. Yeah. Thumbs up. Beans. Now, if this had been a time when there was like a terrible pandemic happening or something that was life-threatening or really, really important that we had to take seriously, where people were dying left, right and centre and being lied to, I'd say, well, that would have been the wrong time to have beans on the desk of the Oval Office, supporting beans with a big thumbs up, because the man supported you and he lost all his supporters and they stopped buying his beans. But hey, as long as you're not whoring the position of emperor, then that's the main thing. So Trump, his children, Ivanka, she's so bright, and the White House officials took to social media to offer support for the brand. Now, he said the radical left smear. I think that's something baboons do. Anyway, the radical left smear machine backfired, he said. People are buying like crazy. They're buying like crazy. They're not. But lies, more lies. Lies. The man belches lies. No, it just comes out of his pores. I think that's what the orange is. Could lies be orange? Could they have orange in them? I don't know. Then, of course, we've been lying about, they put out that thing about COVID being a lab experiment that came out of China. China said it was the China flu that had been started purposely by the Chinese. Bullshit. Absolute lies. Absolute distraction, chaos. But my favourite, this is fucking hands down the greatest thing I've read for a long time. As the COVID-19 barrels along, taking people in its wake, Trump brags about bringing back incandescent light bulbs. In another rambling campaign-style speech, President Trump boasted at a Thursday news conference about bringing back incandescent light bulbs, whilst failing again to offer a plan to stem the record-breaking wrath of COVID-19. Well, come on, there's bulbs at stake here. Fuck the COVID. We're talking lights. Trump also bragged about stopping the egregious abuse of the Clean Water Act when he last year rolled back pollution protection for the nation's waterways. You should see my bathroom. It smells of shit. When I signed that legislation, I had many farmers and construction workers standing behind me, people that haven't cried since they were a baby. He said some of them never even when they were a baby. And they were crying. We gave them back their life. It's beautiful. As for the incandescent light bulbs, which Trump apparently considers a highlight of his administration, for fuck's sake, he noticed, I brought them back. They have 2 nice qualities. Wait for it. Sit down. They're cheaper and they're better. They look better. They make you look so much better. That's important to all of us. Incandescent light bulbs never vanished and weren't brought back. Trump did eliminate energy efficiency standards. Thank God, we don't want any of that, energy efficiency bullshit, for fuck's sake. But incandescent bulbs have largely been replaced by cheap, long-lasting and efficient LED bulbs. Trump, however, claimed the old-style bulbs are selling like hotcakes. Who doesn't want to look nice under a bulb, for fuck's sake? Okay? Everyone's dying. The hospitals are full. We don't know what this fucking thing is. It's just downing us like... we're just like wildebeest running towards the edge of the cliff. However, we've got Goya beans, fabulous, fart ourselves to death, and we've got incandescent bulbs whilst we do that. That's a game changer. So, my friends, what am I going to sing today? Well, let's just say what you heard me warming up to was a song I happen to love by the fabulous Fleetwood Mac that I think sums up this time of lies, lies, lies. Because doesn't it remind you a little bit of that worst relationship you've ever been? I'm not really somebody who's into being, abused emotionally by anybody. I can do that for myself. I've abused myself and beyond that way forever and a day. But it's like the devil, What is it with people who are willing to give this guy to accept this? It's not just the fact we're numbing out to him. His supporters, they're fine. It's like, yeah. Is this like the whole of this section of America are acting like abused people in a sick relationship where you're okay as long as they lie to you about why they've come home smelling of sex? What the fuck is going on? It really is that thing where it's like, I love him. I love him. And, every time he does the dirty on you, you're willing to go, I don't even want to happen again. I promise. I just something in me. And you're like, I just love him. Fleetwood Mac says it best. Oh, God. This goes. If I could turn the music for a day, maybe it's just for a day or two. Oh, I got it. I'm going to start again. Here we go. Pretend you didn't hear that. Live. So live. If I could turn the page in time and I rearrange just a day or two. I couldn't find a way, so I will settle for one day to believe in you. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies. Oh no, how you can disguise. Tell me. Although I'm not making plans, I hope that you'll understand there's a reason why. No more broken hearts. We're there to rock them apart, but let's give it a try. Just tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me. No disguise, no, you can't disguise it. for a day or two. I couldn't find a way, so I will settle for one more day with you. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me, can't disguise, no you can't disguise. You can't tell me lies, tell me a sweet little lies. Can't disguise, no you can't disguise. Tell me your sweet Thank you, Fleetwood Mac. What can I say? Great song. Truly great song. And such a great song about, thank you so much. Such a great song about constantly wanting to give somebody another chance, another chance, another chance, another chance, you know? Just because if you face, you know, what that person is doing or has done to you, then what does that say about you? What does it say about you? And how can many of the people, thank you so much everyone, how many people can say, I got it wrong, this guy is absolutely lying. Unless of course you're a child like that guy, you know, who's now got COVID. How can you say it? Because what it says is it's undermining. It says that you basically have fucked up, that you've been a fool, that you fell for it. You fell for it. But it is not just, as we know, the emperor. It is not, thank you everyone. It is not just the emperor that has made us just go, for fuck's sake, what? So I have drawn some things, not just from America, because it's happening everywhere, and it's certainly happening in my home back in Britain. So you know, it's really kind of shocking what's going on, and I want to highlight just a few of my favourite stories from this week, because God knows, it's really quite remarkable. And here's the thing. I'm kind of doing all right until I get to prepare for this show. And then my sister sends me stories, and I'm reading stories, and I'm reading the news, and I'm reading everything, and I'm reading Mary Trump's book, and I become incensed. And I don't like the person it turns me into, because I'm a very emotional person, unlike Harry, who's able to, like a political analyst. I am unable to actually be able to just absorb it and go, water of a duck's back. You know, this is the way it will pass, this will, whatever. I know that we adapt, but my God, I don't do very well at this, because I do. You can see this is why I'm doing this. I write rant. I'll go off this subject in the next couple of shows. I'm going to get back to other things and other stories and things that make us feel good and lift us up. I promise you. But right now, good rant is worth it. I'd like to hear, for fuck's sake, from you. But now I just want to bring to your attention some of the lies that are going around the world that have just made me go, for fuck's sake. Turns out that coronavirus tests, the swabs, don't actually damage your brain. It turns out that, despite what we've been told, who came up with this idea? The long things that swab up your nose, you know, let's just remember the brain, the nose. The swab goes to the back. It's very uncomfortable. It goes back into the sinus area, you know. But remembering that there is, I do believe, let me see, there is a blood-brain It's taken out the blood-brain barrier. The idea that you could cross or access the blood-brain barrier through a swab up the nose is a complete misunderstanding of how it works. The brain has lots of layers of protection. Duh. First and most obviously is the skull. And within that, the brain is further encased in a protective membrane with fluid. Within the blood vessels that line the brain, the blood-brain barrier is a tightly packed layer of cells that stops molecules circulating in the blood from passing into the brain while allowing in things like oxygen and nutrients. A swab stick inserted in the nose would need to break through multiple layers of tissue and drill through a bone. Drill through a fucking bone into the blood vessels to reach the blood-brain barrier. So can we just, and here it is, there you go. Can we just look at this, please? For fuck's sake. So that's an NHS person going, no, you can't pierce the brain. You know, because there's all these reasons. Oh, God, not to have the swab. Oh, my God, I don't want somebody infecting me, bursting into my brain with a swab, with a giant Q-tip. No, that's a false claim. Started to emerge in the US-based Facebook. Again, something to be proud about. That's wonderful. Testing kits don't kill you, you see. Oh, God. There's also, sadly though, there's now an up in the amount of falsely, clear tests being falsified, especially India. So that's good news. That's a good way of dealing with the coronavirus. That's fantastic. Yes, virus-free certificates in Bangladesh. That's wonderful. Why can't you just breathe on the swab? Okay, well, that came from a right twat, so let's ignore that. No, you have to go up the nose. Hundreds of people gathered in Hyde Park in central London. I feel so proud. To protest against wearing masks. Crowds started congregating about 1 p.m. Blah, 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 blah. We do not want to wear a mask. We do not... if the government really wants to protect the public and give them confidence, they should stop trying to use the coercion strategy to make people scared. Well, there's nothing to be scared about. It's a pandemic that we've never seen the like of before, that basically kills people in multiple ways, in multiple age groups, in a way that we don't understand and leaves you with clots everywhere. It's nothing to be scared of. Let's not get all panicky, eh? No. Let's go down the pub. If they didn't keep changing their mind every 5 minutes, she said, I might believe them. And I have no intention of wearing a mask, she said, and I'm not going to accept the £100 fine because it would not be valid. Well, good luck with that, you fucking idiot. But anyway, I do agree with the point that it's mixed messaging all the time. You know, the 2 meters, but 1 meter if you can't do 2 meters, and then if you don't, and then turn your head away from the other person, and then cough in the ground. Bolivia is being hit hard, people. Bolivia is being hit hard. They are drinking bleach in Bolivia. Hard-hit city of Cochabamba endorses chlorine dioxide. 10 people have been poisoned. Oh, God. Yeah, they're queuing up for small bottles of chlorine dioxide, a toxic bleaching agent that has been falsely touted as a cure for COVID-19. Yeah. The health ministry cannot risk recommending something, of course, that they don't have a scientific basis. However, there is an emergency manufacturing, marketing and supply and use of chlorine dioxide solution for the prevention and treatment of coronavirus. In the Evening Standard, something I normally just, eat my chips from. Let's not joke. That was a joke. The Evening Standard. An NHS doctor has urged people to stop making stuff up. Thank you, sir. After demonstrating that face masks do not affect oxygen saturation levels. That's another one, you see. That's another fucking one. God's incredible breathing apparatus is being distorted and undermined by the masks. Joshua Woolrich, a surgical doctor, took to Twitter to demonstrate how claims that face masks affect oxygen levels are medically false. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's bullshit. This is a lie made up as an excuse by those who believe the pandemic is a hoax and that wearing a mask somehow encroaches on their rights, he says. Somebody said the other day, and I loved it, they said, you know what? If you don't want to wear a mask, try wearing a respirator. Yeah, try going on one of those. Try seeing how that is, lugging that around. And I would ask any one of these people, hey, if you've ever had an operation or been into hospital, have you noticed the way that surgeons and nurses wear masks because they don't want to infect you with anything that they might have, or, you know, because you're in a vulnerable situation? Interesting. Did you tear those masks off them when they were treating you? As a sign that you were undermining God's great apparatus, perhaps? Or that it was somehow undermining human rights? Is that what you did? I don't think so. Now, the sad truth is that the behaviour is getting worse. And we're back to America. I'm sorry, I had to share this one. This is one of my favourite headlines. Woman urinates on shop floor after refusing to wear a mask. Woman in America ended up urinating on a shop floor after refusing to wear a face mask and being told to leave. CBS reports that the unnamed woman was at a Verizon store, at Roseville, a city in Sacramento. In a 911 call, a dispatch operator can be heard telling an officer there are 3 people at the store not wearing a mask and refusing to leave. The operator says they asked several times and she refuses. After 3 minutes, they heard on the call back, we are being advised that the female is pulling down her pants and is now urinating inside the business. Give her a fucking phone. Remember the gun brandishing couple in St. Louis? Do you see those ones where the lovely, lovely protesters with the Black Lives Matter people were going past and they pulled their guns out like, get away from my house, you mother. Those ones to peaceful people who were doing nothing but weren't the same colour as them. So the St. Louis couple under investigation for pointing guns at Black Lives Matter protesters calmly walking past their home popped up to rail about lawlessness during a Donald Trump campaign, and it turns out that they are going to star in a Trump campaign video for gun rights. And on that line, guess what? Guns are selling out across America. 40% of the recent sales have gone to first-time gun buyers. Welcome to America, everyone. Boy, do I miss Britain right now. So it turns out that in times of pandemics and economic crisis and global warming and denial and hoaxes and everything else you want to shake a stick at, it turns out that, and protests and everything else, rather than wearing a mask, better than wearing a mask, what? Getting a gun. Oh, genius. Now, this is what makes me angry, people. I mean, I hate who it turns me into. Because, I'm a bit of a ranter, but honestly, it turns me into somebody I don't like. And I'm somebody that really appreciates life because I've been very close to not having that ability to enjoy life. One, because of my brain chemistry that stopped me from enjoying and being able to savor life and really grasp life. And the other because I was in a small plane going to Fiji where we got into the eye of the storm of a typhoon and nearly died. I know what it feels like to almost have it all taken away. So I love this glorious moment, this temporary moment on this glorious, much maligned planet. I do. And I really hate the way that these people make me feel, the way they make me just want to start smashing plates and just screaming into a pillow and worse, and you know what I'm saying. So I wrote this next song, it's one of mine, and it's the same title, Little Lies, because I wrote it about myself, about how I hated the bad thoughts I had about myself inside, the hatred I had for myself inside. I couldn't bear it, and I figured after nearly dying in that plane, I thought, enough's enough, enough's enough. If I don't start to really take possession of this and take responsibility for my life and enjoy it and know what I am worth, that I'm worthy, and the only thing we have and the greatest thing we have is this moment here, then I will have lost it because it's gone like that. Now this song is about the way that this present situation, these people, these liars, these hoax drivers, these religious fanatics, all these people, these deniers who will end up in hospital infecting someone else who has to take care of them. I hate the way they make me feel. So here's a song that I have now changed to suit our times. And again, it's called Little Lies. So, my friends, that would be the end of today's For Fuck's Sake. Except for, let me see if I can remember it. London is calling, I don't understand it, but I'm on my way. I don't need a reason, feels like holiday season, and I'm on my way. London is calling, I don't understand it, but I'm on my way. I don't need a reason, feels like holiday season, and I'm on my way back to Blighty God, this is the time I'll be coming home, no doubt. And I feel so sad that I can't, I swear. But I really hope you take some joy from that, Mark Troves. Going back to work, be very, very careful. Wear those masks, keep wiping those hands, keep the 6 foot distance. Doesn't matter what anybody says, you know it's the truth. Honestly, now I've turned a corner. There will be a cappellas, there will be things, there'll be more music, I promise you. I'm not just hoaxing you along. And I will get to the Decameron, I swear to God, this coming week. Until then, thank you all so much. I hope you've enjoyed the rant. Thank you. It's lovely to spend time with you. You make me feel so much better, truly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Check out the website, the new website, for more upcoming stuff. Let me tell you, judithowen.net. Until I see you on Wednesday, this has been For Fuck's Sake. Can I hear it, please? For fuck's sake. We're going to be all right because we'll keep doing this. And this has been me, Judith Owen. Love you all. Take care. Mwah! Bye, guys.